Vivek Ramaswamy is an Indian-American dynamo who comes from the halls of Harvard and Yale. He's made a fortune in the worlds of finance and biotech, but his journey doesn't stop there. This guy's been rubbing elbows with none other than Donald Trump, who thinks he's got what it takes to be a top-notch vice president. And believe it or not, some heavy-hitting Republicans are even tossing around the idea of voting for him to be the president. Can you believe it? He's the new face of the Indian-American community, and they're taking the world by storm. So how does the connection between this self-made Republican entrepreneur and the legendary investor even begin to make sense? Warren Buffett is a legendary figure in the world of investments. He's got a knack for making the right moves in the stock market and has built an empire through Berkshire Hathaway. He's a household name when it comes to wealth and wisdom. But here's where they intersect. Warren Buffett and Vivek Ramaswamy may seem like they're worlds apart in terms of generations and political stances, but there are three key threads that tie them together. These two gentlemen are both masters at finding a deal. They shop at the same store for their business blueprint, and they're both concerned about where business and social issues collide. Let's unpack more. Buffett, who is 93, is the king of value investing, always chasing underpriced assets. Ramaswamy, a 38-year-old biotech entrepreneur with a net worth of nearly $1 billion, made his fortune by reviving abandoned pharmaceutical drugs and turning them into gold. Different paths, same game, getting the most out of overlooked opportunities. Buffett, CEO of Berkshire Hathaway, made his way to the centibillionaire club by snagging stocks such as Apple, Coca-Cola, and American Express as they surged in value over the years. He's also scooped up businesses like Geico, See's Candies, and the BNSF Railway, and they've all shot up in value under his leadership. As for Ramaswamy, his Roivant holding company bought an experimental Alzheimer's drug for merely $5 million in 2015. He took the subsidiary and went public, valuing it at $3 billion. But the drug failed medical trials, and this year, shareholders dissolved the subsidiary. On the flip side, Roivant succeeded with 5 other drugs, selling 5 subsidiaries for $3 billion in 2019. Ramaswamy has also raked in impressive profits as an investment manager in recent years. Case in point, he acquired shares of Pharmasset, which was later snapped up by Gilead, and Inhibitex, eventually acquired by Bristol-Myers Squibb. Surprisingly, back in 2015, he shared his ambitious aim with Forbes India to build what he called the Berkshire Hathaway of the pharmaceutical world. Ramaswamy was probably tipping his hat to Berkshire's colossal presence. I mean, we're talking about a juggernaut with $1 trillion in assets and a market cap close to $800 billion, rightly aiming up there among the cream of the crop in the corporate world. And let's not forget the intricate network of independent subsidiaries that make up Berkshire Hathaway. Separately, this Republican newcomer is all about being an anti-woke warrior. He's taking a hard stance against what he views as corporations jumping on the virtue-signaling bandwagon when it comes to climate change and social justice. Plus, he's not shy about accusing investment managers for neglecting their fiduciary duties by chasing after social agendas. Buffett, a Democrat, has a political leaning on the opposite side. He's known for advising President Barack Obama and supporting Hillary Clinton during her first presidential run in 2016. However, in recent years, he's chosen to keep quiet on political matters. Why? Well, he's concerned that speaking out could lead to boycotts and protests against his companies, ultimately harming his employees and shareholders. In his own words, he's taken a step back, explaining, "I don't want to say anything that'll get attributed basically to Berkshire and have somebody else bear the consequences of what I talk about." Buffett and Ramaswamy may not see eye to eye on many things politically, but they do share some similarities, like finding good deals, corporate structure of their companies, and whether top executives should talk about controversial topics. They seem to be on the same wavelength.